Y'all, the government confirmed that we saw UFOs on the moon. Most of y'all probably don't know this about me, but I'm a bit of a UFO enthusiast. I fell way deep down the rabbit hole during the pandemic, and since then I've kind of kept up with the news. And there is UFO news. Like a couple of years ago, the Navy confirmed that the Tic Tac video was real, and the information around that sighting was confirmed. And really big news just dropped today, though. Today, the government began their process of drip feeding UFO files that they've been promising us for years now. And this first one is so cool because it's photos and the transcript of communications that happened during UFO sightings on the moon during the Apollo 17 mission. This is so crazy. We haven't had any kind of knowledge of any of this. It is so cool. I'm going to read the transcript for you guys and show you some of these pictures because they are crazy. Now we've got a few very bright particles or fragments or something that go drifting by as we maneuver, an operator told the command center. Roger, understood, the center replied. There's a whole bunch of big ones on my window down here, just bright. It looks like the 4th of July out of Ron's window, another operator added. Yes, now you can see some of them in shape. They're very jagged, angular fragments that are tumbling, the first operator said. Now, I'm not trying to say that aliens exist or that other governments have alien technology. That's not what this is about. What it does confirm is that all the times that people have looked up at the sky and said, I saw a phenomenon that can't be explained, which includes me, they're not lying. And we've known this for a long time, but more and more and more, we're starting to see the government recognize that, yeah, people weren't lying. Now, why they were trying so hard to act like they were, that's up for debate. I personally think that it's just a matter of national security. Even Hynek writes in his book, he talks about the CIA being afraid that people would start calling in UFO sightings and it would mask actual reports. It was the Cold War. If there was actually, you know, a government flying around dropping bombs, you wouldn't know because you'd be getting flooded with UFO reports. So they had to dissuade people from doing that. And similarly, when all this really first popped off, 50s and 60s, we were testing our own experimental aircraft, whether or not it's aliens or even a big conspiracy, I don't know, but it is very cool. Now, just unredact and release the rest of the files that we've been demanding. Not the UFO ones. You know the ones.